Welcome to my little space, where heart and hook stitch up a place, where we can together make a refuge, safe for all our sake. We are back for another vlog. I've been doing this every week for a good while now. I guess I'm dedicated or crazy. But it is now already Thursday, and I feel like the week is already disappearing. I've been putting together a little bit of a series of reels. I've done 2 so far. One of them is some stats for my Etsy 2025, and I will pop that in here.
If you're a fatso and you know it, say meow. If you're a fatso and you know it, say meow. If you're a fatso and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're fatso and you know it, say meow. Do you want to play? Do you want to play? Come here, friend. Do you want to play?
Okay, I messed up. I totally forgot about this second reel that I did. So this one is the one I did yesterday, showing how much money I spent on yarn in 2025. Now, Joanne did go out of business in 2025. That's not an excuse for all of it, but I am so well stocked right now that I'm gonna try to do 2026 with as a no buy year, except for when I really have to have some other color that I don't have on hand for a customer. So like I will check with customers to see if they're okay with something that I have. And if they are not, then I will allow myself to buy something this year. But other than that, I'm not going to do any buying of yarn this year. So my spending for 2025 is higher than it needed to be, I'm sure. And it will go towards a lot coming up this year. So with that being said, here's my reel that I put together showing how much money I spent in 2025. And then just a bit ago today, I made another one. This one, it feels very personal. As you will see, I kind of explain it in the reel, but I'm sharing how much money actually came in from sales. Now, this is before subtracting any expenses that come with crocheting stuff and sending stuff out. So as I say at the end of the reel, basically it's kind of, I feel halfway embarrassed and the other half proud of myself that I'm still doing this. I'm still trying. It is down quite a bit from my best year, which was 2020. So I'm still trying to work my way back up to that. And that's why I'm doing this YouTube channel, trying to diversify, get my name and brand out there a little bit wider. And now, hint, hint, I'm starting to print things on shirts. So this will be coming up in just a little bit as well. I did a little photo shoot for this today, and some other designs too that I have of. So let me show you this next reel that I just made. This one shows just the total amounts that I brought in through my crochet in 2025. batch making mouth puppet parts for 3 puppets, and that's perfect because I just sold 2 at the time of editing. And for what I've got fresh off the hook, you saw the owl that I made in that first reel. That is the only item that I have on order that is ready to ship now. I'll probably be shipping that tomorrow. And then aside from that, as you saw in this reel I just showed you, I've been making meatballs. So this is the full-size meatballs for the full-size Flying Spaghetti Monster tree toppers, and also been making a bunch of little meatballs for my ornaments. So I'm gonna just keep making those for today. I'm gonna keep making them until I run out of something, and as long as I have a pair of each kind, then that can go towards Flying Spaghetti Monster. Got to get some of this batch making out of the way, and whether or not I complete them right now, it doesn't really matter. As long as I have some parts, it makes it easier down the line to finish them up and put them together. Next, I will show you my new shirt idea. So I made a word years ago, and I've never seen anybody take off and start using it yet. And I've Googled my own word to see if I can find it explained anywhere. And when I type into the search bar, yarntrepreneur, entrepreneur comes up, and it says, "You mean entrepreneur, this is what that means." And that makes me go, okay, it is really my word. So, I mean, let me know if you've heard this anywhere else, but I have it on my socials, and I think I posted about it, like I made a meme or something years ago when I first came up with it. I don't remember how long ago that was, and I couldn't find the original post, but I have used this photograph that I took of a ball of my own yarn. It's not yarn that I made, but it is yarn that I owned, and it's recycled sari silk yarn from India, and I put yarntrepreneur across it, and I got it printed on one tank top for myself, and I've made a listing already in my shop for it. I'm also going to do a blanket stitch, I think maybe just around the neckline on mine, and I think I'll make a separate listing in my shop for that for just like a few dollars more. So there will be some options, and then I'll have these printed as I get orders, if I get any orders. But I figure crocheters, knitters, spinners, weavers, anybody who does anything with yarn might be interested, maybe. And I'm hoping that it can be an avenue to helping me make a little bit more money without a lot more time invested, because it's my word, my image, my yarn ball that I photographed. And even though I'm having them printed on something, by some other company, I'm hoping that this can be a little bit of that sort of passive income that would be beneficial to add to my business model. So I have a couple other designs that I have yet to photograph, but I think I'll do like another photo shoot tomorrow with the next one, and I will hold off on talking about that one for now until tomorrow when I check back in. But I better go pick up my kids from the bus stop, so I'll check in a little bit later. New day, new design to photo shoot outside. And now it's time to make a new reel. This time, I'm going to show you all the Etsy fees that I paid in 2025, but not including the Etsy ad fees that I am forced to pay. All right, can you tell what I'm up to? So I dumped out my bag of yarn scraps, and this is what it looked like initially. As you can see, there are lots of clumped up bits together. So then I tossed it all about and tried to mix it up as best I could so that there wasn't too much of one type of thing all together. So it's a nice big mix up of the scraps, and I'm going to fill up what I can with of these fillable ornaments with all these scraps that I have. Even though I only have, I believe, probably this is the last order that I'm going to ship in January. I may get other orders that I ship this month. We'll see. But then any ornaments that I have filled with yarn scraps that I still have after this month, I will just store until November, and I'll go back to giving a little free crochet heart along with all of my packages as the little token gift. But I figured I would just mix up the rest of these yarn scraps because I like to have a mixture and not like a clump of the same, type of yarn in these ornaments. And then I will start filling up my yarn scraps bag anew with scraps that I can start using for my own spun recycled yarn again. So, and as you saw what happened last year, I always end up with more than I can spin anyway, and that will, as I go, as I fill up my bag too full, I'll probably start filling up more ornaments just to have on hand for next year anyway, because I like to give a little free gift with each of my packages. And so for November, December, and January, I give one of these little ornaments, and the rest of the months of the year, I have been crocheting a little rainbowy heart. And when I run out of that particular yarn I was using, I'll just pick some other colorful yarn to use. Alrighty, there we go. That's how many ornaments I was able to stuff, although this one is not stuffed all the way, so I will have to top that off at some point when I get to it. But for now, these will go into storage, and I'm going to package up the owl. All right. Well, I was on social media and I saw in a group I'm in some discussion about, do we have, as knitters and crocheters, do we have a new hat design to wear to protests, to make and wear for protests? And somebody suggested the little blue bunny ears hat that the little 5-year-old boy, Liam Ramos, was wearing when he was detained with his father by ICE. And I liked that idea. So I thought I would jump on this and put together quickly myself a little tutorial that I can post for free for people to make their own little blue bunny ears hats. If you want to wear something like that for a protest against Trump, ICE, the way they're acting like the Gestapo at this point. So I just grabbed, I thought this was really nice. I'm not trying to look not trying to make it look exactly like his hat, but it's a blue. It's blue with speckles of purple and darker blue. And this is just a big random ball of like an off-white that it's like no brand on this. This was secondhand purchase. So I'll whip up a quick little tutorial that I can put into a reel and post that. So it's a little free thing I can give to the world. So I guess I'll just make it to fit me so I can model it, and I'll see if I can include maybe a little bit of instructions for smaller size, or a smaller size and a larger size. So that's what I'm going to get started on now. Okay. Aileen from A Few Days Into the Future is popping in here to tell you that I ended up finishing this project, making a tutorial and posting it, and it was well received on my social media pages where I posted it, and a few people were like, cool, very cool, thank you, you know. I'm not looking for praise doing it. I just felt like I wanted to do something, and it's something that I can do. But the day after I posted it, I thought of a couple Facebook groups that I could share it in. One of them being a fiber arts political page, like for people on the left. And I shared it in there thinking that that would be a great place to share it, because it's all about political art, using your fiber arts for speaking out politically. And I got a few likes, and I saw somebody else had also posted their own version, their own crochet pattern version for free. And they were getting a lot of, you know, thanks and stuff like that. I got one comment that said, I hate this. And I was like, okay. But I clicked on that person's activity in that group. By the way, this is the same group that I saw being discussed doing those hats for this purpose. And a lot of people saying that they liked that idea, recommending it. So that's where I got the idea. It was from this group that I then shared my free tutorial in. And this person, I found a post where they basically were talking about how it's performative activism. It is taking the pain and suffering of a little boy and a family and a community and a group of people and turning it into a cutesy craft project slash fashion accessory, and that essentially those of us doing this are cosplaying as a little boy who who is detained. I took it seriously. I didn't necessarily take him as just a troll or like a crazy person. I did feel like, oh crap, that's not what I'm trying to do. So I basically kind of just briefly explained in my post that on that group page that you know, this isn't just like, I'm not just like jumping on the bandwagon right now because there's an opportunity for making hats. You know, that if you've followed me for a while, you know my heart on like political topics. You know, I've been doing like fundraisers for ACLU off and on for many years. I've just spoken out a lot on my page, and that's kind of what this is essentially meant to do, is to speak out, shine a light on the issue, on his story in particular, and be a symbol for resistance and dissent. And he commented again, just to reiterate that basically it's disgusting to him because it's performative from a white person for likes. So I went ahead and deleted what I had, my reel that I had shared to that group, but I hadn't deleted it off of all of my social media pages yet. But I was starting to consider it. The next thing on my schedule that I was going to be posting on all of my social medias happened to be the stills from that little photo shoot of the hat. And you know, now I'm thinking, do I even want to post those? Like, is this an opinion that a lot of other people are having? Because this is not my intent. So I'm, you know, at this point I'm considering not posting any more about it, and potentially taking down the previous posts where you can see it, and unraveling the hat altogether. So I decided, okay, I've seen a lot of love for this idea, and I've seen one person strongly dissenting. So I went ahead on just my social medias, not on any other Facebook groups. I posted the still images of the hat with these couple paragraphs. I will read them to you. I have a serious question. I made this and the accompanying free tutorial pattern that I put out yesterday after seeing much discussion about how the blue bunny ears hat that Liam Ramos was wearing when he was detained could be an item to make and wear to show our dissent of what ICE is doing, a means to amplify his specific story and keep in the spotlight how heinous the actions of ICE have been, and just in general, a small thing we can do to show support. I assumed putting out a free pattern would be a nice way to do a tiny thing that I'm able to do. I specifically didn't make it to be exactly like his hat either. Firstly, to keep it a quick and simple pattern that would be easy to follow, but also so as not to necessarily make a costume of it, but more a symbol. I posted my tutorial in a Facebook group that is meant for political fiber arts, and quickly got schooled by someone about how offensive it is. I take the criticism seriously. I took my post down out of that group so as not to amplify the post any louder, and respecting his preference not to see it. I had it on schedule to post the stills of it to my socials next, but all of a sudden I found myself trying to decide whether to take my previous posts down altogether and unravel the hat. The only thing is, I've seen so much support for the idea, but I respect one person's opinion too, so here. I decided to post these pictures and ask for some input, particularly from brown people. Should this not be a protest hat? I've already decided not to sell it in my shop. Should I take this and the previous posts you can see it in down? I'm curious what you all think. I have since gotten a few comments in support of what I'm doing, that they see it the way that I meant it, and I think it's the way that other people are meaning it when they're also making the little blue hats. So for now, I'm going to say the discussion is open. If you have an opinion, please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear it. I am ready to learn and change my opinions and unravel some crochet if I need to. This is not like an item I'm going to be wearing out and about all the time shopping or anything like that. It's really kind of just another way that I can, at least on the internet, I'm not even a hat person, but at least on the internet, continue to regularly show that this whole artistic space that is my little domain over the internet is not for what this administration and ICE are doing. So that being said, you can see the rest of what I did. I just wanted to give all of that explanation in this video before showing you the tutorial I made and the photo shoot. So please take a look at it. Tell me what you think. Yeah. The only thing looking back at my tutorial is it is so sort of factual. I'm not leaning into the emotional. I'm not telling his story. It's just quickly trying to give you a simple tutorial, boom, 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 in squeezing it into, under 3 minutes for a reel. I didn't spend time in that tutorial video talking about the societal issues and his story in particular, Liam's story. So I suppose I could have inserted a little bit of that. I think that is one way that my reel could have been possibly better received. But as it is, I just gave a free pattern so people could make it if they wanted to. Yeah, let me know what you think. If you need a new yarny project to wear to your next protest against Trump and ICE, and you want to make a Liam hat, you can screenshot this as needed. I used a 5mm hook and Caron Simply Soft, which is a medium-sized 4-weight yarn, but it's slightly thinner than most in that category. I crocheted this with a slightly tight tension. I'm making a 22-inch one for my own head, but I will give instructions for other sizes. This is the first 7 rounds. Each round will increase by 10 stitches. These are all double crochets. I like to do a chain 2 up at the beginning of each round, and that does not count as a stitch. So I do my first double crochet of each round in the very first stitch where I come up. Check your gauge at round 4 after you've done at least one more round beyond it, and if it measures 3.5 inches, then my stitch counts that I give for sizes should work for you. For round 8, you will increase to 75 double crochet stitches, so you will do 5 increases evenly spaced around, and then you will work 10 more rounds evenly of 75 stitches. This is what the seam looks like when you do a slip stitch join and chain 2 up, and you do your first double crochet into the same space. The ears begin the same as the hat. You're going to do 10 double crochets in your magic ring. You will increase to 20 for your second row and stay with 20 for your third row. You'll increase to 30 for your fourth row and do 2 more rows of 30. Here I'm showing what round 7 looks like of the ears. You're going to do a double crochet and then a double crochet decrease, alternating all the way around until you have 20 stitches that round. The decrease counts as 1 stitch. And then just work 7 more rounds even of 20 stitches. Fasten off with a bit of a tail for sewing. Attach on both sides of the head. I attached mine between rounds 9 and 10, and I positioned one of them over the seam. Keep raising your voices. Keep sounding the alarm. Keep letting your own light shine. Well, I stayed up kind of late last night to finish my prototype of this blue bunny ears beanie that I'm calling Liam hat. To finish the hat and the tutorial, aside from, like a photo shoot that I did this morning. And then the very first thing I saw when I opened up my phone this morning when I woke up was, of course, the next person getting shot and killed by ICE in Minneapolis. And I think when Renee was killed, I go through phases. When that happened, I think I was going through a phase when I just, our brains can't allow us to feel everything so deeply all the time. And I was going through a phase when, yes, it hit me, and yes, I understand how terrible it is, but like, I just, like, my brain just didn't let me go to the place of like crying, you know? But then this morning I did. So, I've been like, there will be a phase of feeling numb and sort of like retreating to sort of like a PTSD part of my brain that just wants to dissociate, and then feeling everything and feeling it deeply. So that's been me this morning, feeling everything and feeling it deeply. Very sad, very angry. And at least I woke up this morning with something already ready to do. It's just a hat. So I photographed it this morning. This is it. If you want a free crochet pattern for something to sort of symbolize how you feel about what ICE is doing, Trump's hand of causing chaos and raining terror upon a blue state and our country, I did something. So at least I have that this morning to sort of like help me focus on something, focus my brain on something. So I finished putting this tutorial together, as you saw already. This was a simultaneous photo shoot with my other new piece of merch that I'm going to be selling. I haven't made a listing in my shop yet, but I will be about to do that. This is my Trump doll that I just superimposed like some bars over. It feels weird to try to say I'm selling stuff right now. But yeah, so I'll show you the photo shoot that I did all together for the two items. They kind of, I get both of them in most of the shots. So I will delineate for this listing the ones that mostly show this. And when I post about the hat, I will do the ones that aren't specifically mostly the shirt. So, but for right now, I'll show you just everything I grabbed in this photo shoot all together. A few hours have passed since recording my little interruption ahead of showing my pattern and photos of the blue bunny hat I made. And I see now in that Facebook group that they have officially banned blue bunny hats. I'm still wrapping my mind around the offense, but I can absolutely see where they are coming from. I would only argue that creating a symbol for something doesn't mean diminishing that thing. Like a heart outline or a peace sign are symbols for larger concepts. You see the simple symbol and it has so much meaning behind it. It's a fast visual way to convey a huge complex concept. But I hear their argument that using the hat of a child who is a victim in all this isn't maybe the best choice. So I don't know if this will be widely adopted as the stance or if the hats will really take off anyway more broadly. But as for me, I will add a bit of an edit to all of my posts about how some people are seeing this as an icky idea. I'm not sure yet whether I'll go ahead and just unravel my hat, but I think editing my posts To explain would be better than deleting them completely. I will let others come to their own conclusions about the hats. I don't feel strongly about the argument that they are highly offensive, but I do understand the logic there. And for me, if they are being taken that way by even a small group of people, I don't want to wear it. For our moment of customer appreciation, we have this Ninja Turtle costume that I made for this little tiny tortoise. I made this over a year ago, and my customer just sent me pictures of his tortoise wearing it. And I asked if he feels more powerful when he has it on, and he said he does. Oh, it is Monday. I better wrap this up, do my editing so I can have it ready to post tomorrow. Where we stand right now, I just got an order for another tongue-tied mouth puppet. So that's great that I already have three mouth puppet panels ready to go. And so I can finish one of those pretty quickly. I just got back from the post office, shipped off my one little item. It hasn't been a lot of business since Christmas, but that's kind of expected. And then in the mail, just yesterday, I got 3 more things I ordered to have printed. So you saw my shirts. I got the same 3 images printed also on these really nice canvas bags. These are like nicer quality than I even expected. So here's the first one because I just photographed it this morning, and I'll do like the shirts. I'll photograph one each day and, just do a different photo shoot for each one. So this is my yarntrepreneur, and it's a nice like medium to large size tote bag. And it has a zipper, which is really nice. It's kind of heavy duty. The actual canvas is really thick and sturdy. It's nicely stitched. It has a little pocket inside. So I demonstrated in the video that you can keep your scissors and your hook in there, and plenty of space for lots of balls of yarn or whatever you need to use this for. Assuming anybody who might want this version of the bag will be using it for yarn, probably. I'm totally going to be using this a lot. I love it. So, I've got my 3 new shirts and my 3 new bags, and I'll make a listing in my shop for this as well. So, let me show you that before we end this video. I'll show you that little photo shoot right now. As you could see in that photo shoot, I've been working on my next Nana since last night. So this Nana is going to be named after Emerald Fennell. She's the director who made the movie Promising Young Woman, which I talked about a few videos ago. Yeah, this is like I'm a recent huge fan of hers. For this Nana, I pulled up a random number generator on Google, and I set the parameters from 1 to 8, and then I hit, generate, and it gives me a number. And what I'm doing is I'm taking that number, 1 through 8, and I'm multiplying it by 5. So if it tells me 2, that means I'm going to do 10 rows. So I'm letting the random number generator tell me how many rows of a particular yarn I'm going to use, or I'm going to do. And then I've got my bags of yarn in front of me, And I just close my eyes and I reach down, and the first one I touch is the next ball that I'm using. So I'm actually not spreading them out on my bed and putting them in any kind of order. This is how I'm doing it. I'm like doing it pretty randomly, but I'm also making sure that I have color changes somewhat frequently, which I love, because then in between each yarn change, I've got like a specialty color or a specialty yarn that I use. So I'm also grabbing randomly from my little bag of fancy frilly yarns to do the next one that I'm going to border each with. So that's how I'm making this one. And you'll get to see that one in the next video, or if you watch my shorts or my reels, you'll be able to see it in just actually tomorrow. From the time you're seeing this, you'll be able to see it tomorrow because it comes out on Wednesdays, and this video will come out on Tuesday. So with that, I'm going to sign out. Peace. Seriously, peace to you and your neighborhood. Crochet hooks and colors bright, crafting wonders day and night. Join the fun, come see it through. Subscribe and I'll create for you.